there, fight fans. Welcome back to another episode of the Ranch Boxing Podcast, UFC edition, A-Dog's Picks. And yeah, we call him A-Dog, but you know, today his name is Sick as a Dog, all right? But he's got the flu, but he came through for you today, baby. He came through like a trooper. What's up, dog? What's going on, man?
Just like you said, a little bit under the weather, but you probably should have done this alone, man, with your picks. Looks like we should change the name to this damn podcast to Fern Dog's Picks, because man, you are just killing it.
Maybe on some picks, man, but I was wrong about my main one, the big one, and I'm not happy with myself. I'm just saying I'm not happy with it, man. I'm not saying that I'm not happy with the result. You know, the result is the result, but I picked it. I thought I was a lock, and I was wrong, man. There's a lot of crow gonna be eaten on this episode, man. You know what? We could have avoided it. We could have just not done the show. You're sick. I'm running around, you know, with the kid and stuff like that. We could have not done it, but no, I'm coming on. We gotta come on. We gotta eat the crow. You know, people saying like, "Oh, you guys don't know what you're talking about." Like, hey, man, sometimes that happens. Whatever. We'll get into it, man. There's plenty of time to talk about that. All right, let's get to the let's get to the review. We're gonna review the UFC 327, and we'll just go real quick, and we'll touch on this week's fight night. All right, last week it was on April 11th from Miami, Florida. We have a new king of Miami, Jiri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg. And you know what? The king of Miami was almost Jiri Prochazka. We'll get into it. Carlos Ulberg first round knockout win over Jiri Prochazka to claim the vacant light heavyweight title. As co-main event, light heavyweight bout, Murzakanov falling apart against Paulo Costa. Heavyweight bout, Curtis Blaydes drops a tough, great fight against Josh Hokit. Dominic Reyes, Johnny Walker lay the egg that night. I don't think it's as bad as people say. Dominic Reyes gets a close win against Johnny Walker. Featherweight bout, Cub Swanson does his swan song in this one with a big win over Nate Landwehr. A big win, knockout in the first. It was a good match and a good send off for Cub Swanson. Real quick, Patricio Pitbull loses a unanimous decision to Aaron Pico. Kevin Holland wins a unanimous decision against Randy Brown. And Mateus Gamrot gets a second round submission against Esteban Ribovics. And Tatiana Suarez does her best to entertain us. Did a decent job on that one. Gets a second round submission against Lupe Godinez. And on the early prelims, Chris Padilla gets a draw, which was previously called something else. They got it wrong against Marco Medeiros. It was a majority draw. Kevin Gastelum loses a heartbreaker to Vicente Luque, came out of nowhere on a first round submission. And Charles Radke at the age of 35 gets a win over Francisco Prado. All right, man, let's start all the way at the bottom, man. We're going to get into this because we were right about some of these, but I think some of the big ones we kind of dropped on that one, but that's okay. A lot of surprises for me in this one. What did you think of the card overall?
I thought it was a great card, man. I liked it a lot. Really good card year month, and UFC's been getting a lot of bad mouthing by the and by the public, but I thought it was a great card, man. One to talk about, man. A lot of great fights, a lot of results that will turn into good fights later on.
I agree, man. A lot of things I didn't see going exactly the way, you know, we were wrong about on some things, and some things I think are a little freak accidents and stuff like that. We were right on something that probably should have gone the other way. I thought it was a good card. I thought it was super entertaining, man. So let's start at the beginning, man. Charles Radke, you picked Charles Radke. I picked Charles Radke against Francisco Prado. How do you think that fight went? Unanimous decision for Radke.
Yeah. This one, I actually, you know, with the work thing, I was following this one on ESPN, so I didn't go back to watch it, but I was watching the copy box numbers, and it looked like Radke put it on him. You had told me that he had lost a point before the fight ended. This one went as me and you thought, and I think we see the last of Francisco Prado for a little bit, man. I'd be very, very surprised if we see him on another card in the UFC anytime soon. And for Charles Radke, man, outspoken, he's 36, like you said, so he needs to make a move, man. I don't think we'll ever see him in title contention, but he's fun and entertaining. So let's see who he gets next, man, in that welterweight division.
I forget, man. Did I tell you that Radke lost the point or Prado? I thought it was Prado that lost the point.
Prado lost the point. Yeah, 'cause it was 30
Yeah.
26 in the end. 30, yeah. Prado lost the point.
Right, because I was kind of like, well, it was kind of close. Prado, I thought, did better standing up. Radke had more game, did more things, more dynamic in his setup and in his style. And then there was a point taken away, which I thought put it on ice for Radke, and that's
Yeah.
kind of how it worked out. Good for
Yeah.
Radke, man, at his age, and continuing his winning, continuing to win, and probably still a future in the UFC.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, yeah, let's move forward to the middleweight bout. Big names here, like we said, Kevin Gastelum versus Vicente Luque, man. And I swear, man, I was watching this. We both picked Gastelum. I thought Gastelum was doing well, and come to find out, Vicente Luque, had other plans, man. What did you think of this fight? Did you get to watch it?
Yeah, I ended up watching it. I missed it live, but I watched it after the whole card. And yeah, you're right. Kevin Gastelum was winning, man, but who knows? Maybe got too comfortable. If he tired out, I don't know, man. To be a vet like him, a former title, to get caught like Vicente Luke is one of the top black belts in the world. So, not taking anything away from him, but to get caught in a front anaconda choke like that, man, is kind of questionable. And who knows where Kelvin Gastelum's head was? Maybe he thought this guy didn't have nothing for him. But Vicente Luque proved otherwise, man, and really shocked me, man. I think he was the biggest underdog on the card. So him getting that win by finish probably gets him a couple more fights in the UFC, gives him reason to keep going, and putting a halt to that talk about him hanging it up, being a journey. Not a journeyman, but better than that, but halts the talk for a couple of fights. He probably bought himself a couple of fights with that nice finish.
Absolutely, man. Like we said last week, man, it's not if you win, it's how you win. And I think this case was just Luque just had to win no matter what, but it wasn't just that he won, it's how he did it. Some of the best fighters in the world, even right now, Pyford couldn't do it. It's hard to put Gastelum away. I'm not even sure it's ever been done. Kevin Gastelum, he looked like he was in control. I thought he was looking good. I thought, and I'm not. I don't think he was taking Luque lightly, but I think he was like a little like he was doing what he wanted to do in there, and then he got hit with I'm not saying he got careless or he like took his foot off the gas, but maybe he felt like he was in control a little bit, and then he got hit with an uppercut that just dropped him, and I'm not sure he ever kind of fully recovered from that. And I think if Luque was on the ground with Gastelum, I think Gastelum would be able to hold him off in any other situation, but I think he was reeling from that uppercut. And Luque was able to instill his will on him on the ground and got that choke on him in the first round on a fresh Gastelum. Man, that's a good win for Luque. It did buy him some time, and if he can pull that off again, I mean, he can turn this whole thing around and probably buy himself a couple more years. That would be sweet. Good for him. That was out of the blue for me.
Yeah, yeah, and maybe he saw something because actually, how you brought that up, Gaslam's never been KO'd, but he's definitely taken some L's being by submission. Just a couple years ago, Sean Brady subbed him. He was subbed by Jack Hermanson, and way before
Okay.
he took one to. So he's taking some subs. Maybe Lucas saw something. That's Lucas' bread and butter. He obviously wasn't gonna bang with them. So he found it, he got it, and good for him, man. Big shot to me, man. I didn't see that coming from anywhere. From left field, that was crazy.
Yeah, good for Luque, man, because landing that uppercut like that on Gaslam, who has a chin, who
Yeah,
has a steel chin, to be able to
yeah,
drop him like that, like I said, I think he was still reeling. That was a good job by him. So good, congratulations to Vicente Luque, man. Deserved. That was a beautiful uppercut, and it was a beautiful finish. Good for him. All right, Chris Padilla versus Markel Medeiros ends up in a draw. I mean, it was a pretty good fight. I'm not so. I don't like that Chris Padilla came in overweight. Was Padilla correct? Came in
yeah.
overweight, but it was a
Padilla
good
was
fight.
over.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a good fight. I thought Padilla was controlling the whole thing. I actually thought Padilla won. I hate to say that because he did drop weight, but it was I think they said he won, and then it ended up being a draw, and there was some controversy. I think the
Yeah.
crew was kind of like they didn't understand. What did you think?
Yeah, yeah. I thought Chris Padilla won this fight, close, but I thought he won. And obviously, we were gonna have an asterisk next to it after the win being that little weight miss. But overall, I thought he won the fight. I think they should run it back, man, right away. I think this is a good one. It was close enough to run back. It was entertaining. Markel Medeiros came into fight, so I think he's got reason to run that back. And like I said, again, it was entertaining. That's the most important, and they should see who really eventually comes up with the win on this one, because it was close, man. It was close.
Yeah, and I'm not sure whose fault it was, but if it was Bruce Buffer's, man, he's been having a rough couple of, like, maybe a rough month. I think that's the second announcement he's messed up. If it was his fault, I'm not saying it was. I'm just saying if it was, that's like the second one, man. And from what I hear, he's a perfectionist. So tough, man. That's a hard job. So don't get
Yes,
it twisted. Announcing's a hard job. It's harder than it looks. He just makes it look easy. Anyway, let's
exactly.
move forward to the prelims here. So big names on the first fight on the prelims. Tatiana Suarez going up against Lupe Godinez. I'm not sure if people took this seriously, or they're like, I don't want to see this, and I'm out. And then they did. They probably missed they missed a decent performance by Tatiana Suarez. Man, what did you think?
Yeah, decent, man. I liked it. The best I most entertaining, and then the best I've seen her. She took a big shot from Lupe, and she had to shake off the cobwebs, man, because Lupe was pounding on her, and for a second I thought it might get stopped live, but good for her. She came back, she weathered the storm, and went to her bread and butter, and she went to those takedowns. And what I liked, that she was persistent on them and was working from the top, man. I like that she was staying busy, not just pitter pattering from the top, and then which eventually led to her sub. Good for her, man. She needed this. It was a statement win, I think, over a game. Lupe Godinez and Tatiana Suarez now has reason to get I don't know if she'll get a title fight yet. I don't believe she should, but a big name, and for good reason, because she looked good. She looked good. She looked strong, and she needed a finish in the worst way, because Jesus, I don't even know when she's finished her last opponent. But I'm glad to see her back in the winners circle after that loss to the champ 2 fights ago, and I'm excited to see her. I'll be excited to see her on her next card.
Yeah, she's officially out of the doghouse for me, man. That was it was a good performance, and I'm not saying she did, but I feel like she watched the show, and she wanted to
Yeah,
do us a favor.
yeah.
She's like, I saw the dog, and I saw the pics, and I'm gonna stand up with Lupe Godinez, and I thought she went in there, and she's like, I want to be exciting. I'm gonna stand up with her. Probably was getting the worst of it on the stand up, and she was. I thought she was in a little bit of trouble as well.
Yeah,
So she, like you said, she went to her bread and butter, got into it, got familiar again, kept up with that chain wrestling, which really helped her out, made it exciting because she wasn't going from like move to move. It was flowing.
yeah,
And chain wrestling is exciting. Just spot wrestling sucks. But this was she was putting it together. You could see it, and it looked like real, like real talent.
yeah.
And it kept that flow going in that bout. So good for her. Yeah, I think she probably needs like another one or two wins, and she needs to look good. And I would love if Mackenzie Dern could hold on to the belt, because I would love to see Dern versus Suarez.
Yeah, good
So
one,
we'll
man.
see what happens with that. It would be a good one. So congratulations to her. She's out of the doghouse. Good job.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Let's move forward. Lightweight bout, big win here. Mateus Gamrot taking on Esteban Ribovics. This could have been Ribovic's coming out party, man. He got a ranked opponent, and Gamrot, his back was not exactly against the wall, but he was getting close, man. So and he's able to pull off a submission. Look good in this, man. What did you think?
Man, I went against my gut feeling when I first saw this. We've all know Mateus Gamma. He's a gamer, and I just, after what Oliveira did to him, even though on a short notice, I just thought this younger stud was ready to come in and put his stamp on him. But you know, uh, Mateus said no, not now, maybe later, but not now. And he looked really good, man. I really liked what he was doing. He was busy. He looked strong. Um, he was ready to stand. He was ready to do anything, man. He was gonna take the fight. Uh, whatever way it came to him, and he delivered, man, and he looked really good. Really made me forget about the Oliveira fight. And this guy can do whatever he wants now, man. He not saying a number 5 spot or anything, but no reason why he has to fight these young and up and coming fighters. He should be getting in there now with the top, top 8, top 7. I don't even know what he's ranked, but
It was
you
it
know,
was 8. No, I'm not
it
sure.
was 8. Okay, yeah, yeah. He should be jumping, getting into here and not fighting anyone behind him. He's not old, but he should really campaign to be fighting those top 5s now because he looked really good, man. He looked really good to me. One of his better performance ever to me.
Yeah, man, the lightweight division is pretty stacked right now.
Stacked.
So I think he can have his a shot at a good name and make a statement if he wants to. Ribovix, he just may not be exactly in his prime yet. I thought he put up a good fight, and I'm not saying that he's not going to be there at some point. He just may not be exactly in his prime. Maybe a little too young, a little too green. But this is probably a great learning experience for him. We'll see where his career goes, but I'm not about to like just write him off just yet. But
Oh, not
Gamrot
at all.
probably has a little bit more in the tank. Yeah, no, Gamrot probably has a little bit more in the tank. I think he's very comfortable there in the top 10. I think he belongs there. Um, and then I mean, as you saw, there's levels, top 15, 10, the 5. When he gets to the 5, that's where it's really difficult for him. So I'm excited to see. You know what? If Gamrot had to fight anybody, right off the top of your head, I'm not saying I won't hold you to. Who would you want him to fight next?
There's so many names at 155. Um, Mercado's coming off that big win, that big surprising win. I wouldn't mind that. That's not bad. Mauricio Rufy, that's a big name, even though he's behind him. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't want him to go against Hooker, not Patty Pimlet. Max Holloway, that's kind of whatever. I would want, or Benoit Saint Denis. If he had to go up, the person I want, Benoit Saint Denis would be good, or getting big names like Mauricio Hufi and, Renato Maicano. They're probably about the same age. He's coming off a big win. He's been there for a long time, just as much as, Mateus. So that would interest me. But right now, I think, his showing and at his age, he needs to look up. So if Benoit Saint Denis available, that's the one that's gonna get him closest to the title shot because obviously he's not doing this for nothing. He still believes he can get a title shot. So to me, if it's not Mauricio Hufi or Renato Mecano, it's got to be BSD.
Yeah, so Hoofy's fighting at the White House card. Moicano just fought. That's a good one. And Saint Denis is a good one too. I would say probably Saint Denis might be the one to go if he wants to go forward. I actually wouldn't mind a Patty Pimblett since Patty Pimblett doesn't have a fight scheduled yet. And he just lost, so maybe that's something to get back. I mean, I'm just saying that there's names there that he
Yeah,
doesn't have to have a title shot or like he doesn't have to fight Sarukian. Although if he wants to fight Sarukian, go ahead, man. I'm
Chase.
just saying that he has some options there to really if he wants to make a case for himself again, he can try.
Yeah, he looked good, man. I
All
was
right,
really impressed. He looked good.
all right. Good man. Yes. Congratulations to Mateus Gamrot. Welterweight bout. Kevin Holland gets the win. Unanimous decision win against Randy Brown. I thought this was a really good fight too, man. A lot of people picking Randy Brown. We stuck with Kevin Holland, and it went
Yep.
our way, man. The experts picked Randy. What did you think?
Great
Kevin
fight.
coming
Yeah,
through.
yeah, Kevin coming through, man. Back in the win column, and the cards clean sweep 3-0, but the fight was closer than it may appear because Randy Brown was game. Randy Brown was there to fight, and it was close, man. Maybe the second and third, it could have gone either way, but I thought it was a clear decision for Kevin Holland. No lingering effects from the kick to the nuts because he said he took it hurt him, man. He said he was dealing with that for weeks after. So no lingering effect that we saw, and a good fight against a game Randy Brown. Like you said, the whole panel on the UFC had Randy Brown, and before I watched it, I was surprised that everyone picked Randy Brown because I really thought Kevin Holland just had the better accolades, the better resume. But Randy Brown was game, but good for Kevin Holland, man. I was glad to see him.
Yeah, not a lot of people can make Kevin Holland look kind of small or
Yeah.
smaller in the welterweight division, man. Randy Brown is huge. He's a big dude, especially for welterweight, man. And I was like, I don't know, man. Randy Brown is bigger than I remember, because Kevin Holland is long and big for the division, but and, and so I was kind of worried a bit. But now, man, Kevin Holland coming through, I think he got focused. I think he was. I think he came through. I think he was good to go in this one. I really liked it, and it was exciting at the same time. Good for Kevin Holland, man. Really excited to see where he goes. I really hope he ends up like with a ranking, man, because I don't see a ranking, and I really do. I think he's one of the at least top 15. I hope he can eventually get back there into some sort of like at least getting towards the top 10 and stuff like that. That'd be great.
Yeah, man. He had two call outs. He wants the rematch between. I'm sure he won't get it if Mike Malott wins this weekend. But he called your boy out, Jailbird Daniel Rodriguez, said he bailed him out and he wants it.
Oh yeah.
That's why he bailed him out and he wants that fight. Why not? That was a good fight when they ran it the first time. And, I would not mind to see that for round two. That was a good fight, and we need Daniel Rodriguez back in there right away because he he's a showman and he comes to fight too. Not going to be up there in the top two or three, but he comes to fight and he's going to put on a good fight. So I would love to see that right away too.
Yeah, I think Rodriguez has got a they offered him a fight. I forget I just saw it on Instagram.
Oh
Who?
wow, I don't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did. I just don't remember the name. Straight out he needs that bail money. So yeah, either
Yeah,
way, whether it's Kevin Holland or somebody else, that would be that would be a good one to watch. Cool. Next, featherweight bout Patricio Pitbull going up against Aaron Pico. We got not that he's super old, but the old versus the young. Pico coming through. I thought he looked good, man. He got the unanimous decision.
yeah. Patricio came, looked good in the beginning. He looked good through. He was there through the fight. But I think this is exactly what Aaron Pico needed. He needed to be there
Yeah.
5 minutes in the UFC, get through one round. He took some big shots from Pitbull in the beginning, settled, got his feet under him, and then we really started seeing what everyone else is seeing in Aaron Pico and what everyone hopes that he continues to do because he looked crisp. His boxing is nice, and he put it on Patricio, and I just think he needed those minutes in there to really settle himself, prove to himself that he's there. Because I'm sure in the back of his kid's head, he's wondering like, man, am I supposed to be here getting starts like that? So, really getting past that first round, really getting settled. I think this is what he needed, and I can't wait to see where they put this kid next. They're gonna fast track him, I'm sure. They're gonna give him someone, right away. He's one or two fights away from being on that marquee for the belt.
All right, yeah, man. I thought he looked good. I'm hoping I can see tell good boxing when I see it. And sometimes I see people that can they strike well or they're good fighters. But the boxing is it can be a little rough. You can still be a really good fighter with it being a little rough. But no, his is crisp, man. I like his boxing. It looks
Yeah,
really good. It looks like he's got some real good technique. He's got that down. I don't know about the rest of his game. He'll need that, for the top 10, top 5 if he ever gets there, but good for him. I thought he looked really good, and like I said, that boxing looked crisp. It looked exactly like you said, man. Um, so he seems like he's a student of the game, and I liked it, man. And I think he can bring some exciting fights with that fighting style. Good for him. Good fight.
yeah, yeah. He broke into the rankings, man. So he's ranked now at 13. So he finally got. So there's many names for him to pick from. There's people available. Um, Even running it back with LaRon Murphy. You never know if they'll do that, but LaRon's coming off that loss. He's coming off that win. I'm sure he's going to campaign. He wants that back, but there's a laundry list of people above him right now, and good fights that at any time can be booked.
Yeah. I mean, I think LeBron has a little bit bigger
Yeah,
goals right now. But if I were Pico, I would want that fight
yeah,
when he could ever get that one. I would want
yeah,
that back because I'm not saying that Pico could have beat him. I think LeBron's really good, but I'm just saying that I would want to get that one back. Maybe in a year or so, just to
yeah,
just to kind of get that one back because even if LeBron had beat Pico that I think Pico didn't look as good as he could have anyway. So yeah, good. Yeah, maybe we'll see that down the road, but it's he's on his way as well. All right, man. Main card here. First bout of the main card, featherweight bout. Cub Swanson does his thing, looking good, man. Looking good as ever against Nate Landwehr. Knocks him out in the first round, man. How are you gonna retire after a first round? I'm not saying he should stay, but first round knockout, man. That might tempt you a little to stay, huh?
Oh yeah, that's tough. People say you never want to go out on a loss, but going out on a win like that does, you don't want to leave after that, man. You think, you're feeling like the champion. But great matchmaking. Who knows how they, these guys know. It was great. They don't do too many of those videos for fighters. So to do one for Cub, that just shows how big, this guy's was the last WEC fighter. So this guy was, the last one, the last of the
Okay.
Mohicans, man. Uh, UFC royalty, so the matchmakers got it right. As far as Landwehr, man, that's his third straight KO. Who knows where this guy's gonna
Yeah.
go, man? He's 1-4 in his last five. Who knows if the UFC is gonna keep this guy around at 37. But good for Cub, man. He seems like he's ready to go. He's planned ahead for his retirement, and it was all good, man. It was good to see him with his family.
Yeah, it was. It was a good fight. I thought, yeah, he put it on him, man. It was like maybe it was the peace of mind knowing he never has to go through a training camp again. I mean, it has to give you some sort of peace knowing that you don't have to do that anymore. And I mean, you got to be fired up. And he's been through this before, so yeah,
Yeah,
congratulations to him, putting on a show and ending it like that. I mean, you'll always get to say that's how you ended it. Good for him.
yeah.
All right, man. Moving forward, light heavyweight bout here. Dominic Reyes gets a split decision against Johnny Walker in probably the slowest of the night. I mean, people were. I thought the crew with
Dogging him.
the commentating crew they were dogging him out just a little bit too much. I mean, you got to understand what these guys have been through a little bit. Give them a little bit of grace. It wasn't the best fight, but it wasn't. I've seen worse. They were very cautious. And I actually thought Johnny Walker should have won. I thought I had him winning. Dominic got it. I picked Dominic. I got that one in the pick, but I really do think, being honest with myself, I think Johnny Walker should have won that. You picked Johnny Walker in this, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Another
What'd
L,
you think?
another L, another. Yeah, man. Your BFF Joe Rogan, man. I think he even made a comparison to Nama Yunus as Sparza, man. I was just like, yeah, it's a
Oh,
slow, because there was such a hype built up to it that, being let down like that, and these casuals. I thought it was an okay fight, whatever. It's not, in this type of environment, even though Dominic Reyes won, I think he did more damage for him to campaign for bigger fights, because like you said, it's not always about winning. He didn't look spectacular. He didn't look Both of them didn't look good. And with such
right.
the hype being built up, it was just a full letdown. But it could have gone either way. You can't. These are really tough to score, man. When these guys are landing 30 punches and the other one's landing 40 punches, it was just really slow. So just a fight that I'll forget about. I would say to rebook it, but not really. Who knows, man? I just expected more, but this is a fight I'll forget about. But in no way is it a Rose Namajunas, Carlos
No,
Esparza, Derek Lewis, and Ngannou fight, man.
that
It was just tough, man.
yeah.
Two big ass guys. At any time, one of them could go out. So it was just tough.
Yeah,
It was yeah.
yeah, it wasn't the most exciting, but yeah, you have to understand, man. Both of these guys have been knocked out, violently, and I mean, both these guys might be feeling it like their backs up against the wall. I'm not saying it does. I'm saying they probably feel that way. And even if you lose you don't want to lose on another knockout the way it's happened for both of these guys. I thought it was a good. I thought it was a good matchmaking. I thought it should be good. Maybe it didn't turn out that way. Oh well, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready to put these guys in the doghouse just yet.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah,
I'll
man.
give them some grace. Next time,
Yeah,
next time, look,
next time.
win this time, look good next time.
I wouldn't mind if the UFC. I wouldn't mind if the UFC rebooked it, man. They should. I think it was just that something happened. I don't see that fight doing happening like that again. If it would ever be, not that it would be rebooked.
I wouldn't mind. I actually would mind that again either, only because these two guys, they've taken care of the UFC before.
Yeah,
They put on some good fights, memorable moments, winning or losing. And maybe if they do want to rebook it to make it more, they think they can do better. I would say go ahead. Usually I say no to fights, but oh well, do it again. I would be okay with that.
yeah.
I'm good with that. All right. Speaking of looking good, like I said, man, heavyweight bout coming up. Curtis Razor Blaydes, in the performance of the night, drops a close decision to Josh Hokit. Josh Hokit coming through in a big way, just scorching us, just scorching us, man, just throwing it in our face. I felt like he was flipping me off in the ring, and
Yeah.
he and not to say and not just his the talent, it was how good the fight was, man. What did you think of the fight? It was a great fight, man. What did you think?
Yeah, Hall of Fame, man. This was going in the Hall of Fame. Um, it's just crazy, man. Just to see this kid who, yeah, he has a wrestling pet. You know, he wrestles for a long time. Just a tough guy, tough. You know, you're not gonna break this kid ever. We just, we knew he was tough, but he just took it up 100 notches after this fight. And just I'm kind of lost at words, man. I'm really surprised this type of guy uh beat Curtis Blaydes, man. And he put it on him, man. He came out, he walked him down and smacked him in the face, man. And I think that's what's won the fight overall, because I think when Curtis was starting to come on, it was that big punch in the beginning that busted him up. I felt that kept
Huh?
holding him back, man. When he would get punched in the face, you would see him get stunned. So I don't know. I saw him in interviews these last couple of days. He didn't mention anything about an orbital, or he didn't look he looked beat up, but it didn't look like his eye was compromised. So I don't know. He was just getting beat up, but just a surprise, man. All props to Josh Hokit for coming through and beating someone like Curtis Blaydes. And I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan. I'm not gonna ever fade him, and I'm just gonna stay on him until he loses, because he made me a fan, man. He seems like he's an overachiever, and when you really get to talk to him, I mean, get to hear him talk. Uh, he's a normal dude. He's not like that. He's a really smart guy. This guy went to college, got his degree, but I like him now, man. I really like him, and he's a great fit for this weak heavyweight division.
Yeah, he is a rising star, man. His stock has
Yeah.
jumped, man. He's like an AI company, man. Just skyrocketed. He's holding the economy together right now. That's what he's doing, man. Hogan is like AI for the UFC. I think
Yeah.
everybody wanted that. You told me everybody wants us to get this first interview. This guy was like Jackie Kennedy after JFK got shot. Everybody wanted it,
Hey.
man. You know, he was what's his name? Hugh Grant after he got caught with that prostitute. They all wanted the interview,
They all
man.
won.
He's a flavor
Yeah.
of the month, man. He's the flavor of the month, and it's well deserved. I'll say, man, yeah, I didn't think Josh Hokit, even if I underestimated his talent, but even if it wasn't that, I just didn't. I thought even it was too fast for someone like Blaydes. Even if he was really good, even if I thought he was really good, just still to take on someone like Blaydes that quickly is
Yeah.
that was a a shot at the dice, man. And he won that dice game. Good for him. Uh, he was in trouble a little bit. I thought he was in trouble. I don't think he was playing possum. I'm not sure. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But I thought he was feeling it. Curtis Blaydes was feeling it. He said so as much. And yeah, man, it was a good fight. I thought Blaydes won. I know you said you watched it back. I didn't watch it back. I just watched that one time. I thought Blaydes had him by a little bit. if I had to give, but I'm not mad at the decision. Hokit got it. Good for him. It was a good fight, man. It was, one for the books.
When we were talking a little bit after, when we were texting back and forth, you mentioned that you were a little not upset, but you were a little bothered that they would book him immediately without he wasn't even at the hospital yet, man. He got his next contract with that extra 200 grand. So can you talk about what do you think about that now? It's been a couple days.
So I see Josh Hokit is the flavor of the month right now, man. And after that performance, I can see people were like, I want to see this guy. And before this guy could even start the healing process, man, like it reminds me of when like Apollo was trying to make the fight, the second fight with Rocky in the hospital, and they're just calling him up, asking him to fight again against one of the biggest hitters in the heavyweight division. Not that Derek Lewis is the same fighter, is the fighter he used to be, but this guy just went through 3 rounds. It was rough. As much as he wants to say whatever, it was a tough fight. That's why it was performance of the night. And this card is in June. It is now April. So you got May and then June. So maybe like 2 months tops. You got
Max,
2 months after going through 3 rounds of a rough fight that you probably against a top five. It's tough, man. And I just don't want his star to like fall because he takes a fight too fast with a guy like Derek Lewis who can hit. But if Hokit's smart, all he has to do is make it through the first round, and then he's got him. That's it. Even a busted Hokit can probably get to him in the second. Will get to him in the second round. But still, I don't want his stock to drop. What's that?
No, I was gonna say, yeah, just if like, perfect, perfect, saying with the first round because Josh Hokit, people that have wrestled him say that he's a really good wrestler. So we all know what Derek Lewis's weakness is.
Right.
After the first round, he's trying to keep up, and then that takedown. Once he gets taken down once, and he's tired, man. That's it for him. So yeah, you're right. One round, man. He needs to make it through that one round.
Yeah, I think Dana saw this fight and he's like, I gotta get this guy on the wild card no matter what. And it's kind of like, oh man, are you sure? Are you sure? I know he wants that fight that card to be the best and all this stuff. And the president wanted Derek Lewis. I see that, but dang man, like this guy, he could be a star. I mean, you really, I'm not saying I want him to win or lose or whatever, but I hope he doesn't lose his stock just because he takes a fight too fast and stuff like that. It's 2 months away, man. We'll see
Yeah,
what happens. Hey, man, he's an adult though. He's an adult. You do what he made the decision. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, I just think it's I don't want another Marab situation where you fight too much, you go too fast, and then all of a sudden you lose and your stock drops a little bit. And then look at Marab now; he's got a broken nose. He's out again, and it's too bad for him, man.
yeah. Marab wasn't taking too much punishment, man. This guy can't fight like that.
No,
Yeah, you can't.
no.
It's something to be tired at because you're wrestling and you're winning and not taking damage. But this guy won the fight, but he took a lot of damage too. And these fights uh take something out of you. Like they take the a little part of you each time.
Yeah, people think like people think what like you fight and then you get 2 months off and then you fight again. No, man, those 2 months that's the fight. You've got
Yeah,
a good camp is like 10, 12 weeks, and you want this guy to get healed, get back in the gym, get to sparring again against big hitters because he's going up against a big hitter, against a brawler type guy in 8 weeks. I'm just saying, if you've never been in there, that's a tough order. But like I said, he's an adult. Make that money, get your bag. They probably gave him an offer he couldn't refuse, man. Well, we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah,
Everything has its price. I just don't want him to pay. I want his career to keep going forward because he's fun. So he's fun to watch.
yeah, yeah.
All right, man. Moving forward, with the big L I took here, light heavyweight bout, Azamat Murzakanov drops a TKO loss to Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa coming through with the kind of heart I don't know if I've ever seen from him before. If you had asked me about Paulo Costa and his heart before this, I would say, I wouldn't say that's a strong suit, but he really did, man. He showed some heart in there, and he looked good, but not so much that he had that heart just really came through for him. Maybe light heavyweight is where he needs to be. What do you think, man?
Yeah, man, this fight really gives you a sense of how unforgiving this sport is, man. Right now we're talking about Paulo Costa, especially at 205, maybe being the next title contender, maybe. And
Right, right,
and just a couple of weeks ago, we talked about Adesanya being out. Years ago, we remember what Adesanya did to Costa, and now they're on both two opposite sides of
right.
Costa's it's totally unforgiving, totally coming full circle, and good for Costa, man. I thought he's always looked the part for the UFC, man. This guy is always looked apart. I don't know how many times he's missed weight or what kind of stuff he got into, but he seems after the long layoff, these last couple of fights, to be in the right mindset. He's not taking too much time off, and he's looking his best, man. And you're right, 205 might be the right weight for him because, like you said, he doesn't look all tired and I don't know if that's the word, right? Gone. Like he doesn't look so bad
Oh
during the
yeah, God,
weigh-ins.
yeah.
Gone and he's performing, man. He's performing, and he fought a guy that was ready to bang, who hit him, and he made that guy. I thought Murzakanov quit, man. I thought he just didn't want it no more. He was like, dude, I can't take this no more. So all props to Costa. I think he needs one more. I don't think they should give him the 205 yet, but depending how what happens to Ulberg, what kind of timeline, I haven't heard too much. I hope that Costa gets one more in before uh, if he gets a title shot, man. But we'll see.
Yeah, man, I went heavy on Murzakanov. I was almost saying that he was the best one in that light heavyweight division, and it did not happen that way, man. That wasn't the case. Rumors of Paulo Costa's demise have been greatly exaggerated, especially by me, man. I'm part of that. I'm in that group, and I underestimated him. He looked good at 205. I know he's been there before, but not against a guy I think like Murzakanov. Um, and actually, I thought Paulo Costa came out. He looked good. I thought he was handling his business. I think Murzakanov got thrown back a little bit. I didn't think he believed that it was going to go this way. I want to say I think Murzakanov did a good job of adjusting. Came back in the second. I thought he took the second, and actually I told you I think Murzakanov adjusted and was on his way to win this thing and was about to stop Paulo Costa in the third. I believe that. I thought that was happening, and it actually it happened the exact opposite. Murzakanov comes out, Costa gets him, gets the better of him. I think he got him with a good strike, and then he gets him with a kick that he
The
somewhat
cake, yeah,
partially blocks, and that's the kick that ended it for this guy. It may have been his arm, it may have been just the totality of what was going on in there. It may have been Murzakanov has never been in a situation like this. And when I think Russia, man, I think these people can dig down deep. I think they've been there. They've had struggle, and usually they're really good. They respond really well. Not to say that he didn't, but when you say, do you think he quit? I think he probably did quit on that one. Not to say that it wasn't. I think quitting sometimes gets a bad name. Sometimes it's just not your night, man, and you're out. You're done. And he knew he was done, and
yeah,
he yielded out of that fight, and giving Paulo Costa a knockout win, which I never saw coming.
yeah. Me
If
either.
someone told me Costa was gonna win, I'd be like, eh. And now tell me you're gonna knock out Murzakanov, and not even like a flash knocked out. Just he straight knocks him out and makes him
Yeah,
straight up quit like that. Something else, man. Something else. Like I said, we took turns in this. It was crazy. It was like a soap opera in there.
yeah,
Good for Paulo Costa. Congratulations to him. We'll see where it goes. The light heavyweight division has just shaken up, especially with the drama that happened in the main event. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Anything else?
no, man, no. Everything like you said is shaking up. I can't. I want to see what this 205 division, what kind of fights they put on, man. I need. I'm still a big fan of Khalil Roundtree, so I think he needs to get in there and really put his name out there because he's still one
Can you
away too,
imagine
man.
that?
We'll talk
Oh
about
man,
it right now on this next fight. I'll
yeah.
think about it on this next
Can you
fight.
imagine? Uh, Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen to Murzakanov, man, but I want to see his next fight because I want to see how he responds to this. I need to see how he responds. So I'm actually I was excited to see him in defeat as I am in him winning, and I'm very excited for Paulo Costa. I want to see how he does in the 205. I hope he stays there. Don't do the 185, 125. Don't do that. He said that. Please don't do that. Just stay there.
Yeah.
All right, man. Moving forward, light heavyweight belt for the light heavyweight championship of the world. It was also another performance of the night. Jiri Prochazka takes on Carlos Ulberg, and this one had some. It was one round or not even a full round, and we went through a lot of emotions, man. We went.
Yeah.
They took us one way, then went another, and then it ends abruptly, man. What did you think of the fight?
Man, this is again nice guys finish last, brother. You know, you don't want to be a nice guy in the
Abs-
UFC.
Absolutely,
You know,
absolutely.
this
Go
is
ahead.
this is for killers, man. And we just saw Yuri. I don't know, man. A lot of people are saying that he was still scared of that hook or you know his punch, but um, you know, you may be a samurai, you may be a gladiator, but you need to be a killer. You need to want to kill these guys. You know, if you need to be that guy that wants to rip, you can't care about what happens to Oberg's leg if you happen to inflict forever damage on that. You need to take that leg away, man. You need to eat that leg or something. You need to do whatever. And he found out, and he's gonna be thinking about this for the rest of his life because I don't see Yuri uh it's going to be hard to give him another title shot. He's going to have to do a lot of stuff, man. Um, especially with Paulo Costa now. You know, there's a lot of people. Well, not a lot, but it's just going to be hard to see Yuri again on the marquee for a title fight. Um, it was yeah, like you said, a lot of emotions, man. I was upset at the beginning. We had Ulberg, and then it looked like Ulberg was gonna be fine, and then he fell, and then he looked like he was gonna be fine, and then he fell again, and then finally that last one where he caught Yuri, and he looked like a cheetah, man. He did like because he jumped up to get on his knees and pound him out, man. It didn't look like nothing was wrong with them. And so all props to Ulberg, you know, because they haven't disclosed his what's happened yet. I haven't read too much. Like I said, I've been sick, so I haven't been reading too much this week after the weekend. So I don't even know if it's been disclosed of what happened to him, how bad it is. But it just shows what kind of warrior he is, man, to go through that and come out with a win, the biggest win in his life. And all props to him. And right now it's just open. Let's see what happens, how long he's out. And I hope they don't strip him right away or create an interim, or we have to go that route because you know that'll suck.
Man, Jerry Prohashko may want to take a couple classes down at the Cobra Kai gym, man, because what? Because you may think that stuff that it doesn't matter, but it straight up does matter, man. I don't care if you want to live in the mountains and do your prayers and all this other stuff, but that doesn't win fights, man. When sometimes you need to be that son of a bitch, and he
Yeah.
needed that, and he didn't have it, man. He needs to take a couple classes down at Cobra Kai. No mercy. No mercy, man. You cannot show mercy in there, man. I don't understand. Like I know I do. He seems like a stand-up guy, stuff like that. But I mean, come on, man. It's a fight, and you had this guy, and I guess it wouldn't be different. But if it was just a regular fight, I would say like, okay. But no, man. This was for the championship. You had this guy. This guy was done. He couldn't stand up. I would almost say if you made it to the second round, this guy was couldn't
They
come
wouldn't
out.
let
He
him
probably
out. They
it was
wouldn't
going
let
to
him
get
out.
worse.
Yeah.
Or yeah, because once they saw that, they probably didn't see the pop until later, and then but once they saw that pop on the replay, they probably been like, "Dude, you can't do this. Like, you're gonna mess up your leg." I don't know, but what I'm saying is that if he just got out of that first round, he shouldn't have cared about what happened. I'm not saying he has to attack the leg, but be smart, man. You know, I would have moved around and made him come after me on one leg. I
Yeah.
don't care whatever I had to do. So Jerry, like I said, man, he needs to watch Cobra Kai or go there and no mercy, man. John Kreese's karate, that's the way to
Yeah.
go, man. Especially in a
Exactly.
championship fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ulberg. What's that?
Oh yeah, the worst night not to have John Kreese in your corner, man. The worst. If he was there, he would have won.
You know what he would have said? You know what he would have said if he was there?
I know exactly what he would have said.
He would have said sweep the leg.
Sweep the
That's what he
leg.
would have
Sweep
said.
the leg.
Yes. Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
have a problem with that? He would have said sweep the leg, man. It's
Yeah.
exactly what he should have done. Sweep the leg. Oh yeah, and so and then Ulberg, and didn't panic. I know he was feeling it. It probably he was so hopped up. He probably couldn't feel it as much, but he just wasn't sustaining his weight. He kept falling, and then he's able to land a check hook on him. Drops Jury. Probably didn't feel anything at that time. Adrenaline took over, and he was able to get on top of him and just bang him out right there, man. It was good for Carlos Ulberg, who I don't know if they said what his injury is or not, but I'm fairly certain it's an ACL, and I'm fairly certain he's going to be out for at least a year. There's no way. There's no way he's going to fight again for a year.
Yeah, man.
And if that's the case, man, maybe Jury gets maybe they let him do an interim. Maybe. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but he had it. And I know Prohaska's on it. He's going, he probably had a kid by now. And I don't know how long he's going to be out. So,
He did.
huh?
He did have the kid.
Yeah, he did. And it's his first kid. So this guy's not going to be sleeping for at least 6 months, man. So I don't know, man. It's a tough one for Prohaska. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in the light heavyweight division, but that was a dramatic, because 1 minute I'm like, yeah, Ulberg. And then I'm like, that's who I picked. And then his leg pops, he can't stand up, and I'm like, oh, dude, he's gonna lose. And then all of a sudden he didn't lose, and I'm like, how did Jury give that away? And it was just a lot of roller coaster of emotions, man, going on.
Yeah, yeah, man. All of it came through for him, man. Because if like that finish, if he caught him while Yuri was down. If Yuri was able to come back to all fours and at least
Oh yeah,
block, yeah. But he caught him with that. I think it was another hook, on the way down, and everything went perfect, man. Everything, whatever had to happen for Ulberg to win did, and all props to Ulberg, and I hope he recovers soon, man. I hope it's not a year, man. That'll suck.
yeah. I hope so. I hope it's not, man, and I hope he doesn't get into the octagon faster than he needs to.
Yeah.
Don't let them push you. And I heard people saying already, if he's out for a year, he should relinquish. I'm not sure about that. I mean, they can do the interim. It's one thing to get hurt in training because you don't get to see it, but he got hurt in the fight and then won the fight. So I'm willing to kind of be like, okay, if you're out for a year, let's get an interim. You don't have to let the belt go just yet. Sometimes I'm more forgiving for some things. It's maybe it's not fair, but that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. So it was almost it was 3 minutes and 45 seconds of just craziness in there, man. One from one extreme to the other. All right, so that's it, man. That's 327 for you. It was a good card, man. Please don't talk crap. It was great. It was a great card. I think it was a great card leading up. We lost a title fight in it. It didn't matter, man. I thought the whole thing flowed. I loved it. I thought it was good. I'm actually kind of glad the Van fight was taken off, because I think there was a lot of stuff in this card, and it flowed really well. And we didn't need all that extra. We didn't need that extra that extra fight in there. It's going to land well with the Chimaev Strickland card. Going to be a great card, but I thought this was good. Good for them, man. New king of Miami, Carlos Ulberg. He said he's the king of Miami, and he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, real quick, man. Let's go over it. So there's you tell me what you want to talk about in the fight night this weekend. Some it's an
Yeah.
expert's card, man.
Yeah, it looks like, a good card to cool the stuff down on paper, but still some contenders, some interesting fights. I'm gonna start first on the main card with that women's fight between Jasmine Jasmine and Kareem Silva. Jasmine Dishes at 37, coming off that quick loss to your girl Manon Fior. Tough roadblock, but she was 5-0 before that, man. So uh she still got some fight in there. She is 37, so it's almost go time for her to see if she's ever gonna get to that title contender. She's coming in as a big favorite at minus 320 versus 32-year-old Corinne Silva, who's been in there in the UFC. She's 19-6. She's coming off a loss of Macy Barber, um, and she had a win before that against Dion Barbosa. She's fought in Viviana Araujo before, but I see this right. Plus 250 favorite. I just see Jasmine being the better fighter, fighting the better people, shown that she can beat the better people. And again, she was 5-0 before fighting one of the best in Mignon. And then, so I'm taking Jasmine in this one in a pretty easy fight. I don't see a finish, but Jasmine may come out to prove a point. Like I said, she's 37. Time's running out to prove that you deserve one title shot or a title contender to see if you can get to that. So I think she's gonna have something to prove, and either way, I see her coming out winning clearly.
Jasmine Jasovicius was really riding high going into that fight against Manon Fior, but reality sometimes it has a way of checking you real quick. And Manon Fior is just she's the real deal, man. She's really good,
Yeah.
and Jasmine Jasovicius really got handled in that fight real easy. It's gonna be interesting to see how she responds to that and see what kind of how bad a taste that left in her mouth and how she's able to respond on Karine Silva. Karine Silva nowhere on the same the same talent pool as Manon Fior. So I want to see what she does. Maybe she'll fold. Maybe it ruined her. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it's gonna reignite her a little bit. She knows what it's like to win, and now I know she's lost before, but nothing like what happened last time. She knows what it's like to lose. We'll see what happens with it. I agree, but I agree. I think she's gonna come back. I think she'll be all right in it.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool. What else, man? Anything else other than the
yeah,
the
yeah,
main
yeah.
event?
Next, we're just gonna go down up the last four. So we're gonna go Mandel Nalo. He's a KO contender. He's a Dana White contender series. He fought in September. It's his first fight in the UFC at 36 years old, man. So that gives me
Oh my
a little.
gosh.
Yeah, he's 36. He's 14-3. He's actually coming in as the favorite against a veteran. He's 4-5 in the UFC. Jay Herbert. He's fought. This guy has lost. He's 37. He's 13-6. But this guy has fought, Renato Moicano, Ilya Taporia, the champ, and just recently
Oh my gosh.
his last fight was against Chris Padilla. So this guy's 4-5 in the UFC. He is coming in as an underdog, and he's been in the UFC, 9 fights. They're giving him this new kid he was on the contender, got a KO, but that was in September. I'm not sure why it's taking so long. You know, maybe September, October, November. Yeah, it's a few almost 6 months. So with this, I think the odds maker got it wrong. This guy's older, making his debut at 36. I'm gonna go with Jai Herbert
Right.
being the veteran, and I'm taking him as a slight underdog in a back and forth fight. I don't see anyone getting KO'd. Jai Herbert's never been like a KO king, but I think just the people he's fought gets him to that win column against this newcomer.
Yeah, man, I can totally see that. Jai Herbert, 1 year older than Nalo, but Nalo making his debut, man. I don't know about that. It's a whole different story when you get to the UFC. So yeah, that I would say that's I can see how Jai Herbert has too much experience for Nalo coming in, just experience off the contender series and maybe some lower tier organizations. We'll see what happens, man. I've never 36 years old and making your debut. We'll
Yeah,
yeah, we'll see what
yeah.
we'll see what I mean. It's not that Jai Herbert, he's 37 as well, but a lot of experience there, man. Good fights. I mean, Nalo's probably not going to present any problems that he's never seen before. We'll see.
All right, so next is the co-main event, man, which I like. I spoke about this kid the last time he fought. I told you I was going to be on him. Charles Jourdain versus Kyler Phillips. This is a great fight, man. Both are 30 years old. The line's pretty close. I have Kyler Phillips coming in as a plus 118 favorite. He is coming off 2 straight losses to Vinicius Oliveira and Rob Font. Vinicius was just in that main event against Mario Bautista. But this guy's beating the likes of Pedro Munoz, who's a tough vet at the
Okay, yeah.
UFC, and Ronnie Barcelos. He's fought, this kid's 12-4 again. But I just see Charles Jourdain, man, rejuvenated. He's coming off that big underdog win over Davy Grant, which is 2 in a row. But he had that 1 year layoff before that David Grant fight. So this is going to be his second fight in about a year and a half. Um, he had two losses before that. He's fought John Silva, Sean Woodson. Sean Woodson's a little underrated, I think, a good fighter. But in this one, I'm gonna stay on the Jourdain train. I'm gonna take Charles Jourdain by a big KO, man. I think he's gonna prove a point. And again, man, I am high on this kid to make a run uh, in the contender spot and just seal it up again and come out with a big KO win over a game Kyler Phillip.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that looks like a good fight. And yeah, if I had to pick him, it'd probably be Jourdain. From just real quick at looking at him, like I'm not super familiar with either one of them, but yeah, it's nice placement on a fight night card for them.
Yeah.
So it'll be up to them to make a name for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be. I love that fight, man. I think for sure, fight of the night written all over it for me. But who knows until we see it? But like I get, I'm just super high on this kid, Charles Jourdain.
Cool, man. Cool. All right, moving to the main event, man. Welterweight bout, number 11, Gilbert Dorino Burns versus Mike Mallet. Mike Mallet coming off the a win last time, and Burns coming off a big loss. So, what do you think is going to happen in this? Are we going to see Mallet get into into the rankings, and who knows what happens with Burns?
Jesus, Gilbert Burns, man. His last year in his 30s. He's 39 years old. And let me give you Gilbert Burns' last four fights. Michael Morales, Sean Brady, JDM, and Bilal. Poor guy, man. He just doesn't
Oh man,
he's just getting murderous row. His last win has not come since 2023 against Gamebred Masvidal. So this guy hasn't won in a long time, man, but I think this is the fight that he finally gets out. Mike Malott, I didn't wasn't impressed when he fought Kevin Holland. Even though Kevin Holland looked good last week, I wasn't impressed. How he was fighting Kevin Holland. I think Gilbert Burns is just a different fighter. I think Gilbert Burns would beat Kevin Holland at this time. So being a 235 underdog, I have to jump all over that, man. Even though Mike Malott's 9-1, he hasn't lost since 2017, I believe, and his last loss was to Neil Magny. Um, I'm still taking Gilbert Burns on the experience. He's still a black belt, man, in jiu-jitsu. He can still roll, and so we'll see. I just don't see. I don't see Mike Malott having that much skill to be in the because Gilbert Burns is still a top guy even at 39, and we'll finally get to see fighting a lower level guy because like I said, Gilbert Burns has just been fighting top two top egg contenders. So I'm taking Gilbert Burns in this one in an upset.
yeah, I see that totally, man. After seeing the Luque fight last week, man, it's gonna be hard, even with four straight losses against. I mean, two of those losses were to championship fighters. They were champions, and Morales looks poised to be a champion, and Brady kid, he's always there too.
Yeah.
Those are some really good fighters, man. So, I mean, can you really count them against them at 30? At an aging Gilbert Burns, and when Gilbert Burns was young and in his prime, man, he was devastating. It's not like he was just not. He's always been like not that good. He was really good.
Yeah.
He's not the fighter he once was, but can he take on someone like Mike Mallet at 39? Mike Mallet being 34, dude. The last time I saw Mike Mallet, I don't want to talk crap. I mean, he's a fighter. He's good. He's in there. Good for him. But what I'm saying is like paint by number type fighting. I felt like he was just going through step by step, paint by numbers type fighting. It works sometimes, but I think someone like Burns, I don't think it's gonna work, man. I don't think it should have worked against Kevin Holland, but you never know where Kevin Holland's, where he was at or what was going on with him. I don't think I would lean towards Burns, and I can't believe that he's the well, maybe I can because Mallet he's technically sound, but it seems easy to kind of figure out. I don't think he brings anything dynamic to the table, but we'll see. Maybe he'll surprise us. But if I had to pick, I would go with Burns. Not only that, Mike Mallett's not exactly super exciting, so I
Yeah.
don't know. What
I believe it's his
I don't
first.
know.
I believe it's his first 5 round fight. So who knows if that plays any factor in it? But 34 for your first 5 round fight, I just don't see that experience, that little bit of experience. I think is gonna hinder him.
Yeah, and no matter how old Gilbert Burns is, man, this guy gave Hamzat Shemaev all he could handle.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know he did lose, but he gave him. He even Shemaev was like that. Like he hated it. It was a tough fight, man. This guy can bring the heat no matter what. So we'll see. We're gonna see what Mike Mallett's really made out of in this one, because there's no easy fight against Gilbert Burns. Well, maybe Morales made it a little bit easy, but Morales he's special.
So yeah, he is
I mean,
special, man.
and so was yeah. So we'll see what happens in this one. It's gonna be a good one to see where Gilbert Burns is. He might be able. I think he might be able to pull off like a Luque type win.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, man. Anything else going on? That's it for the fight night card this week from Winnipeg, Canada. A lot of Canadians on this card, and Mallet is a Canadian himself, so maybe it's a coming home party for him. We'll see what happens. But anything else, man?
Yeah, man. Maybe we'll just get it out of the way right now. We want to talk about your thoughts on that MVP card with now that it's getting closer, a couple weeks. I believe it's a couple weeks away with Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano. Obviously, the one I'm excited for is the Mike Perry, Nate Diaz, and then Francis Ngannou versus I don't know even who he's fighting. But what do you think about them building that card?
Right. So I've said this before. This is Jake Paul's MVP, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I haven't seen him uh like at the pressers or anything, but I believe so.
Neither have I. That's what I
Yeah.
was kind of like. Where is if this is MVP? Where is he? But I will say this. So I always thought that Jake Paul is a pretty good a pretty good promoter, although he hasn't been on the road for this. But I will give this up to Ronda Rousey. I think she's kind of a pretty good promoter in this one. She's talking the talk, man, right now, and it's not so much against Carano. It's almost about against the whole system. And I think she's sparking some interest. I'm not gonna lie. I'm more interested now because she's talking a lot of shit, talking about Kayla Harrison. Really, like she does bring that charisma, and it. I'm not sure how good the fight's gonna be. I mean, Gina Carano, I think she's there for she's doing her part, but it's really Ronda Rousey who's driving this promotion. And the other fights on the card, the Ngannou fight is going to be good to see him in it. Mike Perry versus Nate Diaz, that's an interesting fight. I think it looks pretty. I'm excited. I'll watch it on Netflix. Did you say you liked it? You're ready. You're interested?
Yeah, yeah, I like that run. I like Ronda Rousey, man. She brought, she's definitely to credit for bringing women's MMA to the spotlight. She's looking jacked. I'm always quick to say so I don't know what kind of testing these promotions have, you know. Obviously
Yeah.
Nate and Mike Perry, they've been through it, man. They get they've been I don't know if dirty boxing tests a lot for Mike or the bare knuckle test.
Go.
Yeah, but Mike was in the UFC a long time. He got tested. But I don't know if you've seen Ronda's when they're at the presser, man. She looked up here, man. I've never seen her look that big, man. She has some traps that are just like bulging, man. So I want to see who knows, man. Who knows? She's 39, man. She's almost 40 years old. Had a couple of kids. It's hard to get back into that shape. So we're all human. We never know, but I'm interested. I just think Gina Carano looks old, man. I don't know why she's doing it. I don't think it's going to be a great fight for them. I think the fun is going to be before the fight. I don't think the fight will be actually great for Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano. I'm not excited about the actual fight, but the build up to it's great, and just seeing them Ronda back in the spotlight. And like you said, she's stirring it up, man. She's talking a lot of crap on people and a little bit on the UFC.
Right. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah, it like can you say I like Ronda, and I'm like I don't really like Ronda, but when she starts talking, she does fire me up, man. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
and I'm listening. So I'm liking her promotion. Sometimes she has some weird attitude. I think she gets a little bit down on some people and stuff like that. But it's I mean, she feels wronged or slighted, perhaps. I don't know, but she seems that way. Maybe it's a character she plays, but it's great. the way she's promoting it, the way she's putting it together, talking about how MVP's doing it right, minimum $40,000 for any fighter. If you fight if you fight 3 times a year, that's more than a living wage. I mean, she's getting it where people, people really attack Dana White in the UFC
Yeah,
for that, whether or not it's merited or not. I'm saying she's going after it. She's going after that she's going after their weak spot of their jugular or whatever they get criticized for. I think this is like MVP versus UFC and Ronda Rousey is switch side. This is almost like WWE, man. It's so funny. It reminds me of Nitro versus WWE
yeah, yeah,
or WCW. It was so it's getting interesting, man. I think Carano's there just to get the fight. I actually think Ronda Rousey's going to go out there and kind of smoke her. I mean, Gina Carano's just, she's just hot. So okay, well,
yeah,
whatever. But and Ronda Rousey, I think she's gonna go out there. She's gonna smoke her, and I think if she does, I think people are gonna be like, Ronda Rousey's back, even though at 39 we know she's not exactly, but she'll make it look like she did, and it'll be good if she ended a career or she's able to get another win. I kind of don't like the way she went out for what she meant to the sport. So yeah, it's I'm getting more excited, and yeah, man, let Ronda talk because she's selling it. I think she's selling it really well, doing her job. And if she wants to be a promoter after this, I would say get with Jake Paul, stay at MVP, be a promoter because I think she's pretty good at it. Good for her.
yeah, yeah. I like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You never know. You never know, man. You never know.
Yeah, I like it, man. She's talking crap. She didn't exactly talk crap about Valentina Shevchenko, but she she calls things out on things, and
Yeah,
I mean it's entertaining. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. I'll watch that thing and see what happens in it. Who knows how the fights are going to be? I hope they're pretty good. It would be nice to have some more competition in there. Cool, man.
exactly. Yep.
All right, man. So that's our show, man. Thanks a lot for coming through, man. I know you're sick.
Yeah.
I know you're not feeling it, man, but you're able to hammer out of an hour 15 here. I know you didn't want to miss another week. I don't like missing weeks either, man, but all right, that's our show, guys. Thanks for watching, fight fans. Check out this weekend's fight, and we'll see you guys at the fights.